Well, good morning, everyone. This is Rob, your host. Welcome to Market Mornings. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure y'all can hear me. If you please type the number 1 in that chat box, let me know you can in the comments box. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. As we get going here this morning, keep in mind that everything we do is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. So, recently what I've been doing is going back and looking at the previous day to see how we did. Did we have any trade setups from what we came up with that worked out? So let's go ahead and take a look at that first. So, and I have yesterday's tracking sheet here. All right, this is one for Monday. All right, all rocked and filled out and ready to go. And a couple of candidates that jumped out at me was the BNTX yesterday. So let's go take a look at BNTX. And the news on it was COVID related. It was about their pill that they came out with through Pfizer, of course, but they're involved with it. We were looking at a bull put spread. It was basically something above the 257 is what we're, 257 half is what we're looking for. 257 half, 255, below rather. And what I came up with yesterday was there was no 257 half. So we wound up at the 255-260 spread yesterday on this. So we're way down here. I mean, we're all the flipping way down here. We got a long way to go. 260 is our risk is right here. That's our sold position. We sold it for $1.80. If we look, $1.80 on a $5 spread, guys. It was fairly quick out of the gate, so it happened fast. If we look at the 255-260 right now, it's $1.15. So we got $1.84. We can get out of it for $1.15 right now. Life is good, man. Life is good. I mean, that is awesome, right? In one day. And if you remember, RIVN was our other one that I said, listen, I think this news can linger on. This was their R17 was named Motor Truck of the Year. Right. So this news, I think, goes on for the year. Right. People are going to look 6 months from now and go, oh, what's the best truck? I'm ready to buy one. Oh, we should look at this one. It was rated the best. Right. So I think this is lingering news for them. So based on that, we looked at a bull put spread. We did the 110-109 spread yesterday, and we were able to get 40 cents on the 110s. It expires this Friday. Now, new release, right? Out there. So let's see. It's not very old, but we're talking about 110, 109. So we're literally down here, and we're sitting up at about 119 right now. As of yesterday's close. So overall, fantastico, right? Looks great for us on it, getting 40 cents. It expires this week. We've got $8 or $9 of cushion in there, so I like it a lot. So those are the only two that I took from yesterday. There were other ones that worked out okay. ARNA was a great trade if you can get any premium for it. I mean, that thing just went up to, near $100, $90, and just stayed there because of the buyout. But how'd you guys do yesterday? Let me know in the comment section, right? How did your trades go off? How did they perform yesterday? Drop them in there and note. Did you take any that we looked at from yesterday? Right? I'd love to know how you guys are doing. I know I hear it in Power Hour on Mondays when we do our live show every week. We're here on YouTube. We broadcast that to Facebook. We do it on our own Zoom channel. So curious how you guys are doing. Go ahead and drop them in. All right, with that, let's go take a look at the futures. All right, so guess what just happened? In the last 5 minutes, the PPI Producer price index came out, right? 8:30 announcement. Well, there it is. That's the 8:35 candle, right? Meaning it closed at 8:35 on the ES, and we go, right? How, with inflation as high as it is, how do we not say producer price index isn't going to be an issue, right? Of course it is. So we saw this huge step down here today. We were kind of flat until we got to the European market. Then we had the big move down. We started to recover, and we had that lower top anticipating PPI, and we came crashing down. So right now, boy, right now we're down almost 22 points on the ES. We're bouncing a little bit at this point, but still down a good amount, right? The YM is down 65, not as bad. I mean, 65 points on a $35,000 index. I'm really not too concerned with it. But they got hit a little bit from it. NASDAQ is down 138 points, 140 points-ish right now. So same thing, guys. We just boo right out of the open. We had that little hype in there till about 3 a.m., and then we failed at the European Open. We went a little sideways upward shift before that big drop to the downside there, right? So that is NQ. When we look at RUT, where is my RUT? Let's see, we are at 2160. I mean, of course, my December 10th positions are gone. My next ones are in January. I have nothing else left for December. Too crazy around the holiday time for expiration for me. So I'm good, but I still have some Jans I've got to look into, right? But that's RUT. Bitcoin, 47.4, 47.2 actually. They were at 47.4. So 47,200-ish right now. So down a little bit from where they were on their highs. But overall, we're higher than we were. We're up 535 points right now on Bitcoin. Right, then we go to gold. Gold has taken a big hit in the last couple of minutes. Right, so we're down about 11.5 points on gold. Crude oil. Good, get under 70, guys. That's 60, 70, closer to 60 better, but at 60, 70, I think is a sustainable number. We start getting into that mid 70s, higher 70s, 80s, 90s on top of inflation. It's not going to be good for the country. Certainly not the market. We're down about $1.86, close to $1 on crude. And for nat gas, we're off a little bit. It's about 2% overall. So nothing crazy on nat gas right now. So let's see. Alan said Amazon was amazing yesterday. Good job, Alan. I appreciate it. So Jonathan said, missed yesterday. I did well with Walmart yesterday. That is fantastic. We didn't have them on our list yesterday, but we did look at them. Maybe it was in Power Hour yesterday. We did look at them yesterday. I don't remember. That might have been your candidate, Jonathan. I don't remember. But congrats on that. Alan said Baba was aggressive as well as PayPal was an aggressive trade. So absolutely. But I like them. I mean, PayPal is a great bearish trade. And where are we right now on PayPal? Let's see. PYPL. Nope, not let me do that from there. So let me go here. Oh, no, we don't want to do it on this. Let's go back here. PayPal. All right. So on PayPal right now, we're down another 282. I got sheets all over the place, baby. So where are we? 186. So we took an entry. Where did we get to yesterday? Yeah, so yesterday we took a bearish entry on PayPal. We had a note in power option plays, bearish below 187.5. Right now we're at 186.5. That was on the close. Actually, let's go to this one here. There we go. We're at 184. Very nice. 183.5 is our number. 181 is support, which means we're going to be out about 182 of our first exit. So we got in yesterday. So good job on those that are in power option plays. That was a great trade. Sean said was waiting for a pullback to the upside for some potential bearish trades, but I think that ship has sailed now. Very possibly after the announcement at 8:30. Jonathan's asking, do you close out of credit spreads if the price is 50 cents above or below the short strike price? So I look at it this way, Jonathan. If you look at a stock and say, here's my drop dead, that if I'm wrong, here's my support level. If it breaks support, I'm out of the trade. So if I break that support level, I'm out. If my spread is going to cost me double what I put into the trade, I'm out of the trade. So if I took $1 of credit, not what I put in, but what I got out. If I took $1 of credit, I'm willing to risk it up to $2 on that trade. And since I win on more spreads than that go against me, I've got the odds in my favor, even if that does happen. But that's ways that I look at it. When it comes to iron condor, it's slightly different. We look at what the strikes are. We look at the delta on an iron condor. If the delta on my rut gets above 35, it's definitely time to go from that spread. So Evelyn said, paper traded Apple, $108 calls, did good. All right, excellent, Evelyn. Good. All right, very good. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at our candidates for today. And the very first one is Alcoa, AA. Alcoa has, they're getting added to the S&P 400. Just like yesterday, we talked about all those stocks getting added to the S&P 500. These are getting added to the S&P 400, right? Or these, this one. It's not these, it's one. It is being added to it. So they're up nicely, $1.59 in pre-market. Keep your eye on Alcoa, always. Alcoa is the unofficial start of earnings season is when Alcoa announces their earnings. That's when earnings season tends to kick in, right? Tends to go into overdrive, okay? So right now on Alcoa, I'm going to be looking at potentially a bull put spread. I'm also going to be looking at not a call option, but selling a naked put on this one, right? And if we look, let's get out of spread mode here. And where do I want to do it? Right now it's at 49.25. Let's go ahead and bring up all symbols in here. Ooh, kind of messy. All right, so we've got that. We had that descending triangle, which we're going to break out of that today, right, at 49.5. As long as we hold, we're good. But we broke out of it today, so we do have the breakout. We're looking at our hold, or our bottoms were about 45.5 is where we were holding for support. Right now we're at 49.5. I don't know what will get that far away, but we'll take a look. So 45s, we were looking at about 29 cents. Not sure. They may only be worth about a dime or so by the time we get there today. So if I can get 20 cents, 25 cents on 45s, I am all over it. If not, I'll look for a credit spread. All right. So that is Alcoa. All right. Next on our docket is AMC. What's going on with AMC? They're a meme stock. Saganoff came on CNBC this morning and said the meme stocks had their 15 minutes of fame and they're done. He said, I love the way he said it. AMC is still AMC. GameStop is still GameStop. So, like, okay, interesting way of doing it. Now, this should tell you something. The CEO sold all of his shares. That's what CNBC reported today, all of the shares. And the CFO sold most of his shares. Get out. Right? So, guys, I trade it short term, no question, right? Would I do bear call spreads on it? Absolutely. If we're pulling to the downside, we'll be looking at a bear call spread. Right now on AMC, $21 stock, we're down $1.79, another 7.7% today, right? From yesterday, you can see the drop we took yesterday. We were a $27 stock yesterday. We're at 21.5, right? Tremendous move today, yesterday and today on AMC, right? So bear call spread will be the what I'm looking at today. Beyond Meat, BYND, they got an upgrade. Don't remember who it was, but they got an upgrade. They pulled back some now, but they're still up $1.88. But remember, Beyond Meat is not in good shape. That upgrade might just be, they're just so darn cheap. We should look at buying some because it's so cheap right now compared to where they were at over $200. Yeah, Absolutely. Right? I mean, they were just killing it for a long time. Not so much today. So I'm going to be cautious on this one. If this news, if we can get a failure, if it fails, let's see, right now we're at 65.5. So actually, it's not even fail. I need to, if it fails off of that 67 level, I'm going to be looking for a bear call spread. I just don't know. I didn't write down the broker of who gave the upgrade. So that means it wasn't that important to me. If it wasn't a JP Morgan, a Morgan Stanley, a Goldman Sachs, a Citigroup, I don't write them down. I don't care. Jeffries, they're okay. They're not a Goldman Sachs, right? So I'm not really too worried about it. All right. So next on the docket, Dell. So Dell got a downgrade. Again, I don't know who it was. I didn't write them down, so then I just don't really care. $1.32. We'll be looking at a bear call spread on Dell. All of these so far have had weekly options on them, so I do like that part of it for sure. All right, we look at a bear call spread on Dell. Then we've got GameStop, GME. And GameStop, I want to spend a moment on. They're down another 486 today. Yesterday they're at 160, today they're at 130. I mean, that is a tremendous hit for them. Tremendous hit for them. So let's go and look at the intraday first, the daily first on GameStop. And again, meme stock, right? It is the reason that they're touting for this. So the last 3 weeks, right? It's been nothing but meme. Right? So right now we're trading at 130 some odd, 132-ish. So we're sitting right about here, horizontal line right about there. Okay, just dropped a little bit more there, but there, 132. Come on, Rob, get close. Okay, right about there is where we're sitting. So we're down a little bit, about $4, $5 from where we were yesterday. So if I can do a bear call spread above 357. So let's see. Why did I say 357? 157. 357. 157. All right. So let's look at above 157. And let's look at a bear call spread. So easiest way to do this is to flip it to vertical. Let's go find a 157. We don't have it. So that means 160.65. So here's what happens in this trade. I am taking on the risk that says you can put the stock, you can call the stock away from me. We're doing a bear call spread. You can call the stock away from me at 160. I get to then call it away from somebody else at 165. So my risk is mitigated in that trade to that maximum of $5 in there, minus the credit I take in. So if I can get 60 cents to make it easy math, let's see. Let's get a calculator. Cash in is 0.6 divided by 4.4. It gives me 13.5% for the next 4 days, Tuesday through Friday, right? 13.5%. All right, as we're rolling into Christmas week here, into holiday week. So I like it. I like it a lot. So we're looking at the, what strikes did I say? 55.60. Nope, 60.65. 60.65 bear call spread. All right, excellent. It's down even almost $1 more from when we started talking about just a minute ago. Okay, let's go to the next one. After GameStop, we have NEOG. NEOG is merging with 3M's food division. So this has been very good news for them this morning, except that they have pulled back drastically from where they were. They only have monthly options available. Excuse me, $5 increments, which is a little concerning at this price level, right? Of stock, $42 stock. You got to go $5 increments on the spread or on the options is a little bit tight for me. So it's a monthly. Right, I would be looking at a bull put spread, but remember, this is my last choice because it's monthly option. Right, from there it's RL. is the next one. RL got a downgrade from Goldman Sachs. See, I wrote it down. That's an important downgrade to me, right? So when I look at RL, let's go look at a daily. They're at 114 right now, so we're right down about here. So I'm probably going to look at a bear call spread or a put, right? So a bear call spread, we're looking in an ideal world above that 125, if at all possible. It is. Let's see. Let's get a few more strikes. You hear the dogs barking. We call them the package police right now. We know when the mailman, FedEx, UPS, whoever shows up, right? So we're looking at 125s. So I don't have a lot of credit. So it's only about 13 cents in there. A little bit light for me. I'd like to get about 20 cents. Let's see what happens when it opens up. But I'm looking at the bear call spread, 125.26 is the spread I'm looking for RL. All right. Excellent. TMX. TMX. All right. TMX monthly option. It's a buyout. So right now they're down 6. Nope, I didn't switch it over here. Let me get it here. TMX. Thought I did there. Sorry. So they're a buyout. They only have monthly options. They didn't list the price that they're being bought out at. At least I didn't do any real investigation to find it on TMX. But it was a buyout. But they're only monthly options. But that gives me an opportunity potentially with a credit spread. But again, we're back to $5 increments. You know, it's like, come on, give me a 2.5 on this. Could I buy a call option on it? Yeah, you could. Could I sell a put? I'm not opposed to that, but I need to sell the put down below 38. So, and we're up $10 right now, so I just don't see it. So down below 38, we're looking at 35. They were 5 by 45 yesterday. So there's nothing there, right? If anything, it'd be a bull put spread. But again, I'm writing the word last on here. Right? Just not a fan of it. Terminex. They've been exterminated. Tesla. All right. Elon Musk sold more shares, down another $23. But I don't know if some of you caught this or not. But he also exercised options he had on Tesla stock to buy shares of stock. But Rob, he's selling shares. Why would he buy shares? Because he has the right to buy them at $6 and change a share. Stock's at $944. He's getting to buy him at $6. That's why. That's what the power of options are if you're, especially as an insider, right? A little different options than you and I have. It's just he could buy them through the company at that $6 and change a share. That was part of his compensation package, right? So on Tesla, they're off a little bit. Let's go look at their daily chart. And it just adds to their slide. They're at 944. So right now we're sitting at 946. Right? So here's what we're looking at. Bear call spread or a long put, right? But I need us to get below that 946. Right? If I can get below the 946, retest and bounce, it's great. If not, if I'm looking at a credit spread now, I want to be somewhere above that 1,000 level on my credit spread. Right? So if I'm looking at a bear call spread, that's actually not too bad. So look at a $1,000 bear call spread. So bear call, 1,000, that means and the next strike higher if it's a bear call. So 1,005, we're looking at a $5 spread. $1.15 is what we would take in right now on that trade, right? And even if we moved out a little bit, we're still looking, even if we went out $20, we're still looking at taking 80 cents in on that trade. So I'm looking at least that 1,005 spread. Let me write that down. 1,005 bear call spread. Right? This one gets a couple of check marks for me next to it. I do like Tesla. It's on our power option plays list, so I trade it all the time. I am a tremendous fan of it. Guys, I got one more candidate to look at. What stocks do you want me to look at today? What are the candidates you want me to analyze? What do you think's got an opportunity to take a move today? What are you considering putting money in today, whether it's funded or non-funded? Drop them in and let's take a look. All right. Last one I've got on my list here is WB. Right, WB they took on a regulator fine. Now this is a Canadian Weibo. They took on it's China stock. They took on a fine through China. It was this huge number, millions of dollars, but it was like 410,000 yen. Okay, so dollars rather, $410,000. So it's not a tremendous fine, but for them it very well could be. It's through the state, so for them. I think it's more of who they're getting fined by than it is anything else. So when we look at WB, right, first thing is let's go back to single and see what we've got here. Oh, actually, let's go here first and see how WB is done. So they've been in the slide all along. The news is out now. It's driven it down a couple of dollars more. It's down $1.50 right now. So the question is, we're sitting at, let's call it 28.5. We're sitting at 28.5. Right? We blew right through that support. And there's the magic is right there, guys. All those bottoms, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I don't really have, do I? That's really not a good enough bounce to draw a fib off of yet. So I don't really have a good bottoming pattern at this point to draw the fib. Anything bullish that we draw would have been violated, even if we tried to draw bearish. Here, it's all violated. There's just nothing. If we drew the fib here, we've already violated through our levels there. So I'm looking at something above that 33. If we have anything there above 33 for a bear call spread. We got 250 increments. There's not a lot of money in there. So right where it stands now, let's see. Right where it stands now, it's kind of pushing the envelope a little bit, right? Unless you become a little more aggressive. And that's why I want the option chain open on the page because I can always see price then. So 28.5. All right. So what do we have next? Yeah, we've got a 30 support in there. And right now we're at 28.41. All right. It's slightly more aggressive, but still doable. So if we're looking at the 30s as our trigger point, so we can get $1.30, we can get $1.05 for our 30s and pay 20 cents. Oh, my bad, 40 cents. Pay 40 cents for our 32s. So that gives me 35, 65. That gives me 65 cents. Cash in is 0.65 divided by cash out is 1.35, right? 48% rate of return. But remember, you're talking about a more aggressive setup because of where how much room we have for it to be protected, right? Not good, not bad, just is, right? Just is. All right. Hope those were helpful. Let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at some of your candidates. So let's see, we've got one for Netflix. NFLX. All right. So where is Netflix today? I just did yesterday our pop update. You know, it's called Power Option Playback, right? We have a program called Power Option Plays. And I am looking at what I do is I go back and I look at all the trades we did for the week. Netflix is one that I love very much. We did 5 trades last week on Netflix. 5 on Netflix last week. Crushed it on those 5, right? We did extremely well. One of them really well. Everything else was a really good trade also, but one was an excellent trade. So Netflix right now is down about $5.50. Not a big deal. It's, about 1%, just about 1% for them. So not really, anything devastating. So as we look at Netflix, let's go back here. And we're down about $5, which puts us at about 600. Is that right? 600? Yeah, 599. All right, so puts at 599. So we're in this blue box right now. We're down below the 600, above the 597. We're in that blue zone. So what I'm looking for on Netflix then is I'm looking for it to break the 597, retest and fail, and look for a potentially bearish entry on that. I would do directional trade with buying puts, right? Hope that helps. Kevin's asking snow. I'm looking for if it could come down to 336 and look for it to bounce. So 336, so 333 and a half, Kevin, is where support is. We might have talked about this, or somebody brought this up not long ago, I believe. Might not have been you, somebody, but so I'm looking at that 334. It is the 618. We have pierced through and shot right back up again. So because of it being the 618, there is a potential there. It's just, to me, it takes on a little bit more risk when you're looking at it from a standpoint of the aggressiveness. That's all. Because if we're in that bearish market, that pulling back, you want to probably scale into that trade and not take a full position. And if it does bounce, then look at maybe adding a little bit more to it. All right. So I hope that helps. Robert's asking on video. Yeah, TO, the rain came down, right? I own it, but I own it long term. I think that there's opportunities in Bitcoin very far out into the future. So I own BITO based on that. I don't see it as a place to buy anything yet. You really got to just the trigger here is watching Bitcoin itself. When you start to see the bounce on Bitcoin is where we're looking, right? And then BITQ. Right, Globex blockchain and Bitcoin. So same scenario, it's just nothing in there that excites me yet, right? You got to keep your eye on Bitcoin. I'd like to see Bitcoin at that 41,000. That would be my ideal. All right. And Jonathan was asking for Microsoft. Why is that not on my list? Let's see. I looked at it earlier. Yeah, and they're down plenty. I don't know why I don't have it on my list. I must have spaced and not put it. I don't remember what the news was, but there was some news out on it. So on Microsoft right now, we're at 335. It's amazing to figure Microsoft that expensive. So 335, we're at 339 is our support level, right? Oh, I know why I have Microsoft on, because I was looking at Microsoft as a potential zero line breakout trade for today. But we've broken through that 339 level. So if we're at 335 on Microsoft, we're right at the 8 moving average. All right. So Jonathan, I'd love to see it get back above the 339.79, retest that level and bounce, and the entry comes in there. Right. So guys, a couple things to keep your eye on for zero line breakout trades is Akami, AKAM. Right? Look for the pullback to that 114 level. And on AKAM, right now we're at 111.5, so we've gone a little bit further than that. Right? But if we come back up through that 114, I'm looking for a bounce and a move up, and then that's where we'll enter into the zero line breakout trade. Right? So there's Akami, you've got ALB. All right, there's ALB. We're looking for a pullback to that 242 level, same setup. Right now we're at 245, so we're down $3.70. I like it. Right, so give me the move to the 242 and the bounce. And then the last one is LHX. I've got about a dozen that I'm going to be looking at today for this trade. So let's go look at the intraday on LHX. All right, so LHX is at 215 right now. We needed to pull back to below 216.44, right? So we've done it. We've pulled back so far. So I wouldn't mind seeing it go a little bit further. Oh, no, 215 is fine. If I can come back and retest that 216.5 and fail, I'm looking at a bearish entry on this. I'll be buying puts with at least 30 days of time. on this position. And folks, we've done extremely well on our trades with this. You can see the ones that weren't filled. We had a big span here of things that just exploded in our direction, but never gave us a trigger. It just moved. It was just the vicious cycle of what we're going through. ZS, I didn't check it this morning to see if the other side got closed, but we're up $937 so far on ZS. That was a fairly new trade. We're up almost 20 grand this year from May 20th is our first trade. Right? Every one of these are listed on our website, right? You can see all of them they're actually on our YouTube channel. But if you go ahead and look, guys, here, go over to tradinglikeaboss.com and you'll find the Trade with Rob. That's what this is called, Trade with Rob, right there. So go check that out, folks. You know, if you're interested in truly learning how this trade works, this would be your best opportunity is to follow along. It's a free video. Everything on this page is free. There's no cost. There's no credit card. There's no anything free, right? It's all free, right? So go ahead and get registered for it. If you want to know more about fibs, you've got some fib stuff there as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that puts us to an end for another successful day. So with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, folks, you're just one trade away. Take care, and I'll see you all at our next update. Bye for now.